In this video, I'm going to talk about how to incorporate nonlinearities in a simple regression modeling framework. And the easier way to do that is to take the log of your dependent variable or an independent variable. So remember, in this chapter, we are dealing with a simple linear regression model. And a simple linear regression model it's simple because we are exploring the relationship between only two variables, x and y, and we have only one explanatory variable, x, which is explaining another variable, y. That is a simple model. And then linearity means that we have these beta parameters. Those are constant across all values of x. And an example that I gave you earlier was if education increases by 1 year, we assume that no matter what is the initial level of education, the impact on wages is going to be the same. That is, an increase of education from 4 to 5 years, that is an increase of 1 year, is going to have the same impact on the wages as moving from 14 years of education to 15 years of education. The slope is positive in all cases. We can show this relationship as this. So what we are assuming here is that the x variable, it's having same impact on y variable no matter where we take the changed value. So we are assuming that if x changes by 1 unit, here change in y is beta 1. So we can see that no matter we take that change here or here, the impact on y is beta 1. The slope is not changing. In other words, the slope is constant. That is linearity. So we are essentially dealing with the linearity of these beta coefficients. We're not much concerned about the linearity of these x variables because these x variables can easily be converted into normal variables, for example, by taking their square root, etc. But that is a topic that I will discuss in another video. By nonlinearity of x and y, we mean that the slope is not constant. For example, if we have a relationship between x and y like this, if we take the derivative here, we see the slope is positive and we'll get beta 1 here. And if we take a derivative here, we can see that when x changes by 1 unit, the change in y is beta 2. And here, beta 1 is not equal to beta 2. On the other hand, let's make it beta 2. Here, beta 1 is equal to beta 2. That is, slope is constant everywhere. One way to convert this type of nonlinear model into a linear model like this is transform your x or y variables. We discussed the example of wage and education, and obviously the assumption that education has the same impact on wages no matter what the initial level of education is, it doesn't make sense. So we have to make this model, nonlinear model, linear. So there are a bunch of ways we can do that. The easiest way is to take the log of either the dependent variable or the independent variable. So here I'm going to talk about 4 types of models that come out of this transformation. The first type of model that we discussed earlier was the level model. And in this type of model, you take both your dependent variable and independent variable at levels. You do not transform them using any of the transformation methods. For example, taking the log of x or y variables. Both x and y variables, they enter as it is. I talked about in another video about the interpretation of beta coefficient if we use log level model. If we use this level model, the interpretation of beta 1 coefficient is that if x changes by 1 unit, y will change by beta 1. If you are dealing with this type of model, you have to be very careful about the unit of measurement that you are using here. For example, in the case of wage and education example, if you are using level model, the interpretation would be if education increases by 1 year, remember x was measured in years, y, that is the wages, will change by whatever beta coefficient you will get. So that would be the interpretation. Another way that you can transform your model is by this level log. If you use this log level model, your y variable enters in level, but your x variable enters in the logarithmic form. So you take the log of your x variable. So in this case, the interpretation of your beta 1 coefficient will be, if x increases by 1%, y changes by beta 1 over 100. So that would be the interpretation of this level log model. So sometimes you will be using your y variable in level, but you will be taking your x variable in log. The third type of model that you can use is called log level model. In this case, you take the log of your y variable and you do not take the log of your x variable. So x variable enters in level. The interpretation of beta 1, that is a slope parameter, would be if x changes by 1 unit, y will change by beta 1 by 100%. For example, if you take the log of wages in our wage education example, then the interpretation of beta 1 coefficient would be if education increases by 1 year, y will change by beta 1 multiplied by 100%. So that would be the interpretation of beta 1. And finally, this is the model that we use extensively in applied econometrics, and this is called the elasticity of y with respect to x. In this case, you take the log of both x and y variable and you use this sort of model. If you're using this type of model, the interpretation of beta 1 is that beta 1 equals percentage change in y due to percentage change in x. That is why it is called elasticity of y with respect to x. And the interpretation would be if x increases by 1%, y will change by beta percent. This is how you interpret different beta parameters based on whether your x and y variables are entering in the log form or in the level form. You should probably memorize these interpretations because these interpretations are going to play a major role for the rest of the class. So this table is very, very important. The interpretation of beta depends on whether y or x are entering in levels or in logs. All right, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.